Hola everyone. So really looking forward to this interview because we really want to visit South America, especially Argentina. So yeah, thank you very much for, reaching out to us. Yeah, so Liminal de basically started when we were discussing kind of what the band's next steps where at that point in time. This was pre-COVID-19, so we're talking about early 2020. And basically, we're discussing where we were at that point in time when it comes to the band and also personally. And at that point, we felt like we were at a transition point, both in our personal lives and in our professional lives as musicians. So yeah, that was the main idea behind Liminal. Obviously, then the pandemic happened, and we felt like we were in more of a transition than before. So I think the word liminal, the title of the EP, really ties in with everything that was happening at the time that we were writing it. I don't write the lyrics, but the songs vary. I mean, there are politically charged songs such as 23rd March and Catalyst, which were, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and all the social justice protests that were happening last year. And there are other personal songs that talk about relationships, the transition phase that we're talking about from, being a teenager and, transitioning into adulthood. Yeah, so there's a mix of stuff that I think people can relate to. We didn't have a lot of time because of the pandemic, so as soon as the studios open, we went in and recorded the EP. And yeah, we were allowed to experiment a lot. We wrote everything online, remotely. So there's that sense of experimentation when it comes to, finding online samples, getting inspired by different shit, and, basically adding everything together and making up these 6 songs. We started writing the EP during the first lockdown in the UK. I mean, that's why one of the songs called 23rd of March, because that's when we kind of started writing the EP. We actually, if we trace the band back to its origins, it actually started back in the first iteration, at least. Started back in 2011 when Leona and I met at school and we formed a band. But obviously we went through a lot of changes. We also went through a name change. So the current Gènn kind of was born in 2019. So we basically needed a drummer because we were gonna fly over to the UK from Malta, and our previous drummer had left the band. So we were like, oh my god, we need to find someone ASAP. So I was like finding random stuff on Facebook, finding random forums. And yeah, we basically found Sophia, and I don't know how, but she agreed to join us on tour. So yeah, I mean, we would obviously like to tour with anyone at this point. I mean, everyone's been deprived of live music, so we want to tour as much as possible, to be fair, as long as we like the artist. Yeah, this is a bit of a difficult question, since obviously being a female identifying artist in the music industry is still tough. Because there's that glass ceiling that everyone talks about, and it really exists. yeah, and it's an uphill battle, basically. And we often discuss this because we sometimes feel that, this glass, we cannot even, crack through this glass ceiling. But I guess, that's the task of the current generation of female identifying rock artists, to at least, create a better world for female identifying musicians than the one we found, basically. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't describe our music, as outright kind of feminist. We are musicians first. We are basically musicians first, but we obviously, we're feminists and we're very much politically, involved, in our personal lives, in a sense that we discuss a lot of political stuff that's happening. I guess kind of, when it comes to social movements, feminism, etc., being in a band and being a female identifying person in a band is a political statement. I mean, we didn't set out to be, political figures or whatever. But at this point in time, I think it's very much needed for people to speak out on certain issues, like racial injustice. It's basically, needed at this point in time, especially considering the current political and social climate. So yeah, I think that's it. Sorry for my rambling. And thank you for, getting in touch, and we hope to see you in Argentina very soon.